Hey everyone, okay, so the first thing we're going to do, as always, is create a flawless base. So I'm using a Beauty Blender sponge and I'm stippling on cream foundation all over the skin, just to unify and even things out. You can see that there are problem areas on the face, redness and blemishes that need to be covered. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to pick that cream foundation and I can blend it a little bit more heavy in the areas that need it. Moving on, I'm going to use a concealer underneath the eye right the way down to the nose and then just under the eye. This way it draws light to that kind of center part of the face, which I think looks really, really pretty. Next, you're going to just blend that out with the Beauty Blender sponge as normal. It's really quite an invaluable tool. It's one of the best kind of beauty products available out there. There are duplications as well. Powdering the face, I'm using a powder puff to powder the face because I don't want to move the foundation at all and expose any redness or blemishes. So I'm applying a tiny amount of bronzer and I'm applying this to the jawline, the cheek and the temple. It's really just to add a little bit of dimension. I'm not trying to alter too much. Next, I'm going to apply a really tiny amount of highlighter and I don't want it to come any further than that kind of point at the end of the eye, because otherwise it can make the face look a bit greasy. Next, I'm very lightly filling in the eyebrows, only the sparse bits because I'm not a big fan of Instagram eyebrows. Next, I'm applying a wash of color all over the eyelid and right the way up to the brow bone to the outside corner of the eye. This is a very intense look where we're using that kind of Pantone color of the year to really create a dramatic look on the eyes and lips. Nestling my crease brush into the socket, I'm applying that really deep burnt burgundy color into the crease of the eye and then washing it onto the lid as well. So we're creating a smoky eye but with a difference. It's actually more called a gradient eye than a smoky eye, but the principle is the same. So you can see it's a wash there. Next, I'm just going to really lightly blend to just soften any hard lines. Placing a little tissue under the eye because I don't want too much fallout. I'm applying that deeper shade now into the real socket of the eye and the outside V of the eye. This is just to create even more depth and dimension to that very outside corner. With that complete, again, lightly blending to create that illusion. Next, I'm applying a gold glitter to the interior part of the eye, on the eyeball itself and not into the crease. This gives that wet, gorgeous effect that really makes the eyes sparkle. And gold is a wonderful color. It really makes blue eyes pop, which was the goal here. And I just think it gave an extra something special to this look. With that complete, I'm just going to take that same color underneath the eyes to connect everything so that the whole thing becomes unified. And you can see that it's an outward smoky eye. It's being pulled up and out to the side. Next, I'm using a nice dark black eyeliner really close to the lashes. This is a waterproof one. And then I'm going to smoke it out with my pencil brush just to really create that thick, dark, smoky effect by the lash line. Going in with a dark, deep burgundy lip pencil to first do the outline of the lips. When doing a strong lip, it's really important that you get the outline grey. I'm going to fill in the lips and then go over this with a lipstick. So make sure you don't cheat. You get the outside corners as well and then fill in everything. This will give a great base. Make any mistakes, you can always clean it up with a cotton bud dipped into moisturizer or foundation, which is what I did a lot. So painting on the lip now as precisely as I can and then going over this with a really dark, deep, burnt burgundy color again. Really sticking to that kind of color of the year for this look. I think with the dark eyes and the dark lip, it just is a really pretty color. Now I'm adding a tiny bit of blush to the skin just to liven it up ever so slightly, but because this is a strong look, I've left blush to the end. Lots and lots and lots, I cannot repeat enough, lots of mascara. The more mascara the better for this look. You want the longest, blackest lashes. And now you're going to see it before and after, which will illustrate how wonderful makeup can be. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.